Hello, y'all. So I am recording, I am re-recording tonight, and it is late because guess what? As I tried to load up my episode to launch it tomorrow morning, I played that shit and it was on mute. Not good. As a business owner, right away when this kind of shit hits the fan, or you have a fail, or like whether it's an Instagram post or something that goes wrong, you just gotta adapt. You gotta take a deep breath, maybe complain a little like I did. I was soaking on it for a little, like 10, 20 minutes or more. Grabbed a little drink here. And here we are. We're back at it. I was so passionate about this episode, guys. I still am. So, you know what? I was like, the universe is saying we're going to re record again and it's going to be better. So, I even took notes this time. So, even better, y'all. So, the brutal truths. I'm so passionate about this topic because for so many weeks, I feel like it's resonating with not only my clients, but so many people around me that I'm close to. And it's the brutal truths about reaching your personal goals, changing things in your life, the brutal truth about growth, the real growth, the growth mindset. It can be really painful sometimes, and we might not be ready for it. But guess what, guys? The first thing I'm going to tell you here, I wrote a shit ton of notes. I'm excited, guys. One of the best things that someone told me, my greatest mentor in the past year, you know who you are, was you are 100% at fault. This was hard for me to hear. When I started my business, it was like, oh, I was doing a clothing line. This isn't mine, but shout out to Jasper. He makes these awesome hoodies. Stay humble, hustle hard. But I was doing a clothing line. I was building my business. I was doing Shopify. And I kid you not, I was up at 3 a.m. like wanting to cry. And it was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to launch this business on time. My clothing line, all of that stuff, the designs and, my e-commerce that I do, it was like getting shipped through other states, countries, cities. It was crazy. And so my friend was like, it's your fault. And I was like, excuse me, I feel like shit. I'm angry. I'm like, it's what? It's my fault. He's like, it's your fault. Everything's your fault. He was like, and he was saying this so like brutally honest. And he was like, when you are a business owner, everything is your fault. You're 100% responsible and you accept everything that happens in your business. When you fuck up, when you fail, you call that shit out lovingly. You take accountability, accept that shit, know you messed up, apologize if you need to, look in the mirror, whatever you got to do, go through your emotions, but then move on, adapt, change, and do better, right? And that was the business that I ran from the beginning. It was like, like I told you guys, I have been building for 10 plus years and had amazing mentors, really amazing mentors, but I wasn't ready to hear that. So sometimes in your life, in your journey, you're not ready to change. You're not ready to do all those things, to make those big leaps and steps. And whether it's in your personal life or your business, but you're 100% responsible when you jump in there. Okay, I want to change. I want to do better in my business. I want to make more money in my business. I want to create 6-7 figure income. I want to get all these things, everything I want. I want a better relationship. I want a beautiful apartment. I'll tell you guys about my apartment soon, but so happy about this journey. Huge milestone. So you are 100% responsible when things fuck up in your business. Like it was my fault. I pressed mute. I had to re-record tonight. And then the other part is when you are successful, you're 100% responsible, right? I mean, celebrate the little wins as much as the big, that you worked so damn hard to get where you are, and acknowledge that. And sometimes, I even see in the successful people, they don't often take a step back and soak in how hard they worked and really get to go on that trip they've been wanting to go so long. Like, don't wait till you're like tired, old, and gray. And like, I get it. You got to save money, invest your money, whatever you need to. But also, if you've been running, like working your ass off, like definitely take that break for yourself. So 100% accepting responsibility in your life, in your business, your relationships, your career, your friendships, situationships. Own that shit, guys. So when things fuck up, change, adapt, do whatever you need to, assess the problem. That's an entrepreneur mindset, right? I soaked in a little bit, but other than that, I'm like, what is the universe telling me? I can do better. So I'm back on here. I'm recording it till late, like everyone's sleeping, but you got to do what you got to do. And it's okay. Like, and everything will be okay. Everything will work out. Just got to keep that positive mindset is the other thing. So again, failures, fuck ups, mistakes, everything, all of that stuff is our fault. It's your fault. It's my fault. Whoever's business it is, it's your fault. 100% the same thing in your personal life, Lord Jesus, in your personal life. Okay. And I'm going to give my example because I'm not calling anyone out. In my 20s, I was a fucking hot mess, right? I did not accept responsibility for my shit. I was in really like terrible relationships. I maybe had one really good one. And in my 20s, I wasn't ready to be in a relationship. And every time I kept wondering, why do I keep getting in these shitty relationships? Well, it's my fault, right? And as goes as far as even in my last relationship, which you guys know. And it's like, yeah, I could have grieved on it for like months at a time. I could have played victim. I could have brought all that shit to my next relationship, my next, dating or situationship, right? That means I didn't grow, right? So instead, taking responsibility, God, I made some bad choices in that relationship, and it ended the way it did. But, I hit the ground running. I was like, I need to change. I need to do better in my life. I need to take myself out of this toxic situationship and move the fuck on, right? Took my daughter to safe, like San Diego, whatever, the story. So yeah, I could have sat on it and been like, oh, all day long. Like I've told that story, right? And you guys were like, oh man, that was brutal. But at the end of the day, what really matters is how I was like, you know what? It was a shitty situation. Now I need to do better for me and my daughter. I want her to have the best life, and happiness and health. I want her to go to an incredible daycare / preschool. I want her to live in a beautiful home with loving people that teach her amazing things, that instill these amazing values and respect, right? I made that happen. And there was no one else that was going to take responsibility of that. I couldn't blame any other person, anyone in my relationship, my family, whatever, it had to be me. Right? And is there still pain and feeling over that? Of course there is, right? We're only human, so it's valid. So I'm not saying, of course, like if you have emotions, whether it's in your business, personal life, and life transitions, go through it by all means. I'm not saying don't go to therapy and all that, but for the sake, again, for this episode, we're talking about moving forward. And my coaching is the brutal truth of that moving forward. It is painful, but when you are ready to absolutely change and do better, own and take responsibility for your life, no more excuses, right? And so that goes for all our friendships, our relationships, our family. The biggest thing for me was I wasn't having those hard conversations before that I should have with my close friends, family. And when I moved here last year, I'm like, I'm going to change everything. I'm going to grow in all these ways. I'm going to do the best I can to grow myself, take responsibility that way, learn as much as I can, learn from my mistakes, assess those mistakes, reflect on them, do better, right? So what does that mean? So that means that in my friendships or family or whatever, we have the hard conversations, which I've talked about, right? So if we're having excuses and things aren't working out, or we're complaining all the damn time about the same damn thing, but nothing's changing, guys, we must take responsibility for our actions and what we are not doing, what we are not taking action of doing, right? Which is one, cutting out people when we need to, right? Putting up healthy boundaries is so important. And cutting ourselves away to anything that is not serving a greater purpose in our life. Can I get an amen? This took me years, right, to figure that out. All like the shitty relationships I've been in, all the career choices I had. I always felt like something was missing. I wanted to do more. I wanted purpose. I wanted fulfillment and all these things in the best possible positive ways. I wasn't getting that. Why? Because I wasn't changing. That's the brutal, honest truth. Think about where you are in your life with what you are complaining about. Are you doing anything about it? Whether it's your personal life, your relationships, your situationships, your career, your business. taking ownership of all those things, creating those boundaries where we need to, cutting out the things that we need to do better. And that will leave, as I've said in some of my posts, it leaves, I want to say, open flow of the universe saying, oh my gosh, Kat, or whoever, you are leaving this open space for the universe to say, I'm ready to send you all the clients you want, the money you want, all the things you need, right? Everything that you manifest. Now there's an open flow of the magic and the good vibes all coming to you because you've cut all the negative bullshit and the toxic energy and the toxic people. But why does it take us so damn long to do that? I mean, it's rough, right? But we're going to keep burning ourselves, like the whole hot kettle, teapot, whatever, example you want to use. You keep touching, burning yourself over and over until you're like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to end up in the hospital, or I need to get out of this, you know what I mean? Sorry, it's late, so forgive me. But really, it's like, why do we put ourselves in these situations? And I know I'm hearing, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready, Kat. I wasn't ready. Okay, fine. Yeah, you weren't ready. I wasn't ready. I get that. I wasn't, like, again, these bad situations, and I didn't get out until something really, really bad fucking happened. I had to leave, right? So I get that. But speaking from that standpoint now, I'm telling you, please, like, I pray that you reflect and sit on, I'm having pain in these areas. It sounds like a doctor situation, but like, really, I am having all this negative toxic energy around me, around other people, like either it's coworkers, my job. I hate where I'm at. I'm not happy in my relationship, my career, my business. Have that conversation with yourself. Really sit down. If not, get a coach, seek therapy, do the healing work, all of that. But when you're ready to hit the ground running, I am here. Okay. And I'll call you out on your excuses, right? Like I would do that for all my friends and all my best friends and all my family. We're gonna have this hard conversation, okay? The other thing is, in your growth, as you're changing and growing, right? You cannot also expect the people around you to grow with you, right? Sometimes they might not be ready, and they're looking at you like, what the fuck you're talking about? All these big dreams and aspirations, and they're like, I'm comfortable, I'm fine, please stop. And that's fine, right? That inner circle will get, honestly, I would say, if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, it gets smaller and smaller, right? It's, for me, this is a personal thing. It's not about the popularity, the growth, the followers, the freaking likes and all that shit, right? It's the quality friendships. When you go up to the penthouse suite and you're making 6-7 figures, you're not going to be like, oh, how many followers and likes do you have? And let's talk about like how many followers. No, you want to have the good conversations while you're popping a bottle of champagne. That's me. I want quality friendships and quality conversations, right? So you can't expect them to all have the same vision of you. They can't see sometimes they can't see that journey. They don't see that in their own journey. You guys don't have the same experiences. So sometimes they just don't understand and they can't grow with you right now. Maybe later, maybe never. And so we need to let that go, right? And so becoming successful in my own business, and I've seen with other successful business owners, is that you surround yourself with people that you are enhancing each other's growth. Not, oh, this person has to enhance my life, which I've said before. It's both ways, right? Everyone in your inner circle is contributing this love, this caring relationship, this support, this empowerment, everything that you want if you want to grow your business successful, right? If you want to get better in your life, if you want to get better in your personal life, whether that's in your relationships. And I go back to that a lot because, where I was so stuck in my relationship mindset that, like, this is another thing, guys. If you don't cut out and like leave all the shit, the BS and the negative stuff that's not serving you, it will flow over to all your other parts of your life, your business, you as a parent, you as a coworker. I kid you not, it overflows. So clear that shit, clear the road for all the good vibes to come in. You can't, with toxic ass people and situationships in your path, right? So that's so important. I'm like just checking back at my notes. And so, those friends and family and whoever your partner in your relationship, those that are meant to grow with you will, right? If you are, again, creating those healthy boundaries, setting the pace and the path for how successful you want your business to be, then definitely you can expect that, all the right people will come with you. They will cheer you on, they will support you. And when you fall and when you fail, I'm telling you, when you want to be a successful business owner, or, in your life and have quality friendships, relationships, they will call you out on your shit. They will pull you aside personally, like a grown-ass adult. I say this a lot, and have those conversations with you. Right? I mean, those are the kind of people I want to surround myself with, right? These people that you can trust, that, will be there for you in the greatest ways, and you can for them, vice versa. At the same time, y'all, please do not keep around people that are not also serving you back in a greater way also. And I'm not saying, no, they got to serve you like on a platter and take care of you and drive you, where you need to be. Like, no, it's vice versa, right? It's both ways. You're giving 100%. I've heard the best relationships where you give 100% and you expect nothing, right? Which is so hard, right? It's hard. I understand that. And that's all relationships. But, at the same time, so if both people are like, I'm giving 100%, imagine that exchange. It's beautiful. Does that make sense, guys? Like, you both are giving so much passionately, compassionately, full of empathy, full of love and care into those friendships, relationships, that, can you see how that's going to be really healthy for your growth? So now you are cutting out the people that aren't, serving you in your life, and, by creating a better path for your growth, you're now opening the universe to say, hey, here's this flow of like, now I'm cutting out the negative people, creating healthy boundaries. I'm ready, open, my heart's open. I'm holding space for myself. I'm working on myself. Now more good, I was going to say juju, good vibes are coming in. Right? I put a note here, your results are your responsibility. So everything in your life, right? Everything that happens, cause and effect or whatever. I almost hear my friends saying like, yeah, if, what if such and such this happened and all these things happen to you, at you, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to say, adapt, guys. Adapt, change. With this pandemic, you have the strength to, right? So now you know what would happen if we close down again. Think ahead, invest your money, work on your business harder, see if you can build a pandemic-proof business, right? I do group workshops for that. So if you're interested, please message me. I talk about that. We really need to expand our horizons in that way and not think things are happening to us, that happening at us, right? Taking ownership and responsibility in our business is like, no matter what happens, recession, whatever, shit hits the fan, you prepare yourself, right? Multiple streams of income. And then what else? Oh man, that make it happen, I said. And then when you're ready to make it happen, do the damn work, right? Do the inner work, do the growth that way, seek healing if you have to. And I'm saying all of this repetitively because those that are joining on the call may or may not know like what all this is. Make it happen. And when I say manifest, I say, this is how I tell my friends, I'm like, your every being, like living, breathing, seeing, feeling, all your senses use to what you want in your life, right? So quick story, when I was looking for an apartment, right? I get emotional about this because when you guys know my story, when I got to San Diego, I had, just me and my daughter, and I like left a career, no job, no money, no business, whatever. I had to start, hit the ground running. It's been a year and a half and here we are. So when I was apartment hunting, I'm like, I'm ready to do this. I can do this. Like, it's fine. My coach, shout out to Maria. She was like, Kat, I need you to manifest, like really, really use all your senses and pretend that you are taking a shower in your apartment, your dream luxury apartment, like your luxury dream apartment, and pretend that you are taking a shower there and you're feeling the shower like all this. And I was laughing and I was like, girl, you crazy. And she was like, that is how you manifest. You feel it in your fucking bones, your heart, soul. And I kid you not, I felt that way about my business. I felt that way about, my daughter and my health and happiness and growing my business, working full-time from home, not going back to the 9 to 5, having consistent income coming in, working my ass off to do that, but envisioning so hard that belief, guys, that when I went to look at these 2 apartments, I had top 2 luxury apartments that I was like obsessed, I loved. And it was like near, 15 minutes from my daughter's daycare. And, with this whole economy, like shit is so expensive, right? I'm trying not to say that, but for real, like, the prices, it's like a blink of an eye, something sold, or like it's up another $200, $300, $500, right? I picked out my 2 top favorites and I was like, really, I want these 2. And I went out and I saw them, like I saw it in person. I did the tour and I was like, oh my God, I know this is mine. I'm accepting it. I'm claiming it. Please, universe, I want it so bad. So I went home and I kid you not, I went to the computer and I was like saying this and thinking it. And I was telling my friend on the phone, I really want this apartment. I logged on and I kept checking in on this like apartment complex. Like, when are they going to have the apartment I want with the price I want? The price, I kid you not. I wanted but like I had a price in mind. I wanted around that price for what I wanted. And I wanted a view for sure. I wanted a view. And so the top 2, I logged in, I applied to these apartments because guess what, guys? It just like, I kid you not, that shit popped up on my screen. As I refreshed the website, it showed up with a ridiculous price. I applied for that shit so fast and I kid you not, back to back, those 2 apartments, the same damn thing. I refreshed the website and that apartment came up. I applied and I sent it through and I was like, dude, what the fuck, right? I let it go and whatever. I got an email back saying, hey, yeah, we got your application. Everything looks good, right? And I go into the apartment complex or the leasing office and this like chick in the front who I've been like talking with the manager or whatever. And she worked in the front in the leasing office. She was like, I was talking about my application. I was like, I really want this apartment. Like, what else do you need? References, like pay stubs, whatever. I'm a business owner. And she was like looking at my application again, right? And I already talked to the manager about this, but I just wanted, it happened so fast that I was like, is this for real? I didn't say that, right? I just looked at her and I was like, what else do you need, right? And then she took my paper and she's like looking at it. She's like, I don't even know how you got this price. And she said it kind of sassy, like, the fuck, she was kind of like, I don't even know. She's like, I don't even know how you got this price, that it just doesn't exist. She literally said that. And I could not stop smiling, like humbly, but kind of like, oh shit, in my head, I was like, girl, you gotta manifest that so hard, like manifest it, believe it, right? And she was like, looking at my papers, yeah, everything looks fine, but she just could not believe that I applied with that price. She could not believe it, guys. And so the same thing happened, right, for the second apartment. And that happened so fast that it was like between the 2, and it turned out like, one of the second choice, anyways, it like worked out so perfectly. I got the beautiful view that I wanted, the modern luxury apartment with the amenities that I wanted so badly, and how hard I manifested that. I was like, I own it, I claim it, right? And this all happened within a 1.5 years, right? And I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or whatever. I worked my ass off. My coach Maria, she's like, Kat, stop dimming your light. Are you dimming your light in your house? Jokingly, because I noticed that I even do it. I'm not perfect. It's like, again, celebrate your success, the little things as much as the big. Like, I worked my ass off to get here. I love my apartment. I love it. Why should I be shy to share it, to talk about it? I shouldn't. Be proud of that, not to show off, but like, dude, I'm a single mom, guys. Like, you know my story. I'm not saying that, oh God, she's sporting or whatever. Like, no, I'm saying it's possible. It's possible, guys. And I do get really emotional, especially when I talk to my clients, because I envision that so hard for them, and they get emotional as fuck. They start crying because they want it so badly. And I'm like, I already see it. So I see it for you when sometimes you can't even see it yourself. That's what I'm here for. I believe in you and you can make it happen. Anyways, to go back to make it happen. So everything that you, again, you want in your life, you want the business, you want a better relationship, you want quality friendships, you need to take responsibility. No more excuses. No more he said, she said, or, it was because of this happened, because of that happened, and all this stuff. Like, I want to say, what also helps is the gratitude of where you are, how far you've come, reflecting on that, your happiness, your health, like all of that, most of all, your health. I'm glad that my daughter and I are healthy, and we are surrounded by so many loved ones and family members. And shout out to my amazing partner, which, there's talk about like, hey, when's this partner going to come on the podcast, whatever. But we have literally talked about this from day one. We had the hard conversations, how we wanted our life to be very, very private, right? And it's not about showing up or showing off about our relationship, because we notice that the more we're posting and all of that stuff, you lose sight of that moment. So to stay in the moment, especially after leaving all those relationships, I was ready to have, a quality, committed relationship in private, with my partner. And he really loved that too. So yes, we do very much stay private, but I'm very grateful for how far we've come, and like, so happy. And on top of that, like, to end the session, Seluna Wellness Center, they got their license, everything's like good to go. We had an incredible team team building session today. It was awesome. And I got to meet the Amazing Seven, which they call us the Seluna Seven. We're like the Avengers. Gosh, and everyone's like understands like the superhero stuff. And I love how they talked about Star Wars. Anyways, I'm fangirling. I love everyone. Seluna Wellness, shout out to you guys. I love you guys. I'm so glad we got to meet, and we all have this incredible mission and intention to impact lives one at a time at this wellness center. And to hear all your stories and experiences, it just empowers me even more to continue my mission to do the same. So, we're just here to say, like, again, a reminder, if you really want to make it happen, if you want to, if you need the resources, seek me out, come to Seluna Wellness. I'm there every week. I'll be there once a week right now. And remember what we talked about today, really the brutal truth. Where are you right now? Where you've come from? I understand that it's hard, it's painful, all these things that are happening, but when is enough, right? When are you ready to step up your A game, right? No more excuses. And the sacrificing is really like cutting out. Sometimes it can be really painful, of all like the bad habits, the people, I'm not saying bad people, the toxic situationships. Like, you never see me like posting that I'm like out and about partying on weekends or whatever, to each their own. But it's just because I am obsessively like actually love my business and spending time with my loved ones in privacy, right? And the last part of this is to talk about, if you are a make it happen, a doer, or are you interested person, right? If you're like, I am a doer, I make it happen, or am I more like, I'm interested, but I'm not going to do anything, right? Or are you the one with like, I have so many cute ideas, you should do this, you should do that, you can't. Well, how about you make it happen? You try it and you do it, right? So notice when you are doing that, right? It's like, am I going to be a make it happen person, or am I going to be, I'm just interested? Am I willing to do the work, or am I just want to have the cute ideas, right? Know that you have to put in the work to get where you want to be. And the biggest thing there is notice that you have to change something. If nothing is growing in your business, in your personal life, nothing is changing. Notice if you're also not changing anything. Does that make sense? Like, if you're not changing to do the work, what makes you think it should be changing anywhere else, or it will change, right? Responsibility for your results are so important. And yeah, guys, that's really the growth mindset work. I'm like, shit, how long was this? I try to get it to 30 minutes, and I'm recording also on the podcast, but you know, this is the brutal truth, right? About where you are, where you've come from, and where you want to be. How much work are you willing to do? How much effort are you willing to do? How much are you, I want to say, how much are you willing to do to really make it happen? Right. And of course, you're gonna have off days, you're gonna get in your feelings. There's gonna be a lot of obstacles. I have a toddler, like, dude, I swear 3 is worse than 2. I'm exhausted all the time. But you know, you got to do what you got to do, right? And um, I take 100% in responsibility for that. Like, at the same time, take care of yourself, know the balance. Please do that. I'm reminding you because I'm reminding myself. I look like crazy tired right now, but um, you know, when you need to make it happen for your dreams, your goals, and your relationship, sometimes it takes, I don't want to keep saying sacrifice, but it's going to be an exhausting journey sometimes. And asking for help is so damn important. I used to have a big, sometimes I still have an ego about it, but we all need help. We all need that support system. And again, I do group coaching, I do one-on-one coaching, and we provide each other all that support and love. I'm running a Facebook page. It's about to also go live. And on top of that, I have another like women's empowerment group. So if you feel like any of these interest you, and it's not just women, my coaching group is like, you know, male, female, all of the above. So definitely hit me up if you're interested in any of that. Other than that, thank you guys so much for listening to my late night rant. I hope you're having a great, well, it'll be morning when I launch this tomorrow. Hopefully this recording goes well, and I will catch up with you soon, guys.